Welcome back to this edition of Aspire. Now, we were talking to the people behind Montblanc and that joint venture that they've got going with Titan Industries that tells you about the larger luxury space. And obviously, there is a huge pie. The potential is huge. But what is happening in the affordable luxury space, especially when you talk about the apparel industry? We've got two stalwarts from that space joining us on this edition of Aspire. Akshay Narvekar, of course, set up a Bombay shirt company in Mumbai. And we have Samarth Hegde, a co-founder at Herringbone and Sui. Great to have you with us. I just want to understand, within the made-to-measure business, and the potential is huge, at this point in time, how is demand really panning out? Because both of you, pretty young, with the companies that you set up. You've started with Mumbai. You've got presence, 2 stores each right now. You have digital presence as well. So just want to understand the demand situation right now when you talk about the made-to-measure business.
If you look at the macro trends, fashion as a category is probably the fastest growing category in the consumer space. Within that, the custom niche itself is also growing very fast. So I feel in terms of the macro signals, they're pointing in the right direction.
When you first started, because obviously to get the right mix, when you're talking about value, a great value proposition from everything that has existed right from the time that you had your tailors, because obviously they were doing the customized stuff very early on, to kind of come in from that perspective and saying that we need to kind of take it a few notches up. What were the thoughts that you grappled with when you set up your business? Because all of you, many of you rather, had put in your own money at that point in time. So you had to be relatively sure that this would work. And that's like, something that doesn't exist in the Indian market right now.
I had 2 different outlooks on it. One is obviously the convenience factor. Going to your tailor, buying fabric, getting measured up. It's a process and it involves multiple stakeholders. We wanted to be a one-stop shop for that. The second thing we wanted to do was provide design forward sort of options for our customers, which again, I don't think you could get at a tailor. So the kind of fabrics we offer, the trims we offer, all the accessories that go into making a shirt, that's how we try to differentiate ourselves.
Yeah, so the uniqueness of it, the individuality of it is where the game is at right now, and coming in at the right price point, that becomes very crucial as well. But then to talk about the mix of the online and the offline, that must have been a consideration as well, because on that depends a lot of the kind of outlays, the investment outlays that you would have.
Sure. So when we launched 4 years ago, we launched primarily as an online player. Very soon we realized there's 2 impediments to doing that. The first being measurements, because you're relying on customers to give you their measurements, which may or may not be accurate. But the second is the touch and feel aspect, especially in the custom-made space, where someone wants to touch the fabric, feel what exactly they're buying. To overcome that, we had to sort of inculcate a hybrid model where we have the online and the offline both. It's also about the point of acquisition. You can acquire a customer in either of the 2 channels, and at the end of it, they can go back and shop any which way they like. So,
what were the other real challenges that you faced in just being online? Because obviously, this is going to be a cost factor that was going to come into play. You couldn't have expanded very rapidly until you saw that kind of demand grow.
For us, it's been the opposite experience. Our thesis is, look, people from the age of 8 to 80 are buying shirts. And everyone's got a set channel for how they prefer to buy it. Some people prefer going to a store, the traditional experience. Others are more savvy, prefer to buy it online, or someone prefers a home visit. So we offer all the different formats for you and let you choose as a customer.
Right. So considering that you're giving all of this at a certain price point, now how difficult was it to kind of get the pricing right, to get that initial interest going? Obviously, there would be comparisons that would be made on what, like you said, we are very price sensitive, we are very value conscious. All of that would have to come into play. How do you go about with your pricing strategies?
It's very simple. We benchmark it against the price for ready-made shirts. So the value proposition is you're getting a shirt that fits you better, designed by you, made for you, at the same price that you're getting a ready-made shirt from a comparable brand. Why would you not do that?
This online and offline business that we're talking about, to kind of get that right mix was important. I'm just wondering how much demographics come into play when you're looking at these different audiences, how you're reaching out to them and how you are interacting with them, how they are coming in and using your services.
It's going to sound a little cliched, but I mean, the older you get, the more that they tune into the offline format, because that's what they've been doing for most of their lives, and the more savvy younger audience is more is open to trying things online. So that's the cliched answer, but it probably holds true. So
Akshay, when we talk about this affordable luxury space, obviously there is the other contention as well, because if I'm going to spend a certain amount of money getting a shirt made, whether it's made to measure or entirely customized, I am going to compare, if I'm in the market and looking for that unique product in the apparel space, compare it with the best out there, with the big brands, because there is a lot of show-off quality as well. And here again, geographically across India, you'll find different audiences. Though you've kind of relegated yourself to Mumbai, I'm sure there are plans of expansion as well. And how are you going to cater to that market that does like to show off? And how do you compete with those brands? Because just like I was talking to people at Montblanc as well, and they're essentially in the male accessories space, but there are so many larger players out there in the apparel business vying for attention as well. And, the quality that they bring to the table is obviously unique. But, customized clothing as well is something they have on the agenda.
Look, the business is predicated on quality. So that's the building block. If we can't compete on a quality level, there's no point being in the business. So I obviously believe, and we strive very hard to ensure that our quality is up there, if not higher, than what you might get from a bigger brand. Also, being a smaller brand allows us to be a lot more agile in terms of what customers want and cater to their needs quicker than what a bigger brand might do. So I think that plays in our favor.
You've got funding recently of $1 million, I understand. So, and these are unnamed people at this point in time. What are they looking at in the brand right now? What is the big promise that you've made them?
I think we've proven a model in terms of the hybrid online, offline. The stores do exceedingly well. We're in the process of revamping our website and building technology infrastructure to support this growth. Very soon, in the next few months, you'll see us in 3 more cities across the country. And we'll take it from there.
Already have a store. In terms of an experience, because that seems to be where the action is. Again, you need to kind of build in certain differences in how you treat your customers, that familiarity and all of that. It's something that we've seen in the hospitality space. Are we going to see much more of that in the apparel industry as well, you think? Is that the way to go?
I think so. I mean, the way we look at it is as much about the experience while buying a shirt or customizing a shirt as it is when you await the final product. So we try to make it, an experience where you can bring a brother or a father or a friend of yours and spend an afternoon designing a shirt. And, honestly, that at the end of the day, it's part of the reason why someone might choose one channel offline versus doing it online.
Talking about growth for you, where are you seeing that now? Are we going to see more brick and mortar? Are you going to up your digital presence? Where is the money going to go?
A bit of both, to be honest. In terms of brick and mortar, like I said, we'll be opening 3 more stores within the next 3 months or so. Technology as well is somewhere where we see an opportunity. So building a robust infrastructure, which means also the back end as well as the front end in terms of a website. So it's a mix of both, and hopefully over time we'll see a healthy mix in our sales across the 2 channels.
Fantastic. Well, good luck, both of you gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Aspire.